In today's fast-paced, productivity-driven world, the word no can often feel like a difficult one to say. We live in a culture that glorifies being busy, always saying yes to more tasks, meetings, and commitments. There's a constant fear of missing out or disappointing others, and saying no can feel like we're letting people down, or worse, missing out on opportunities. But what if the key to protecting our time, energy, and well-being isn't about doing more, but about doing less? Stoicism offers us a powerful tool to protect ourselves from the pressure to constantly say yes and to live intentionally. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." In this video, we'll explore how Stoicism can empower us to say no with confidence, protect our time, and focus on what truly matters. By practicing Stoic principles, we can prioritize our own well-being, stop overcommitting ourselves, and live more purposefully without the fear of letting others down. Stay with us as we dive into the art of saying no and reclaiming control over our lives. Marcus Aurelius offers us an essential reminder when he says, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This quote speaks directly to the heart of Stoicism. We cannot control external events, but we can control how we react to them. In a world that demands constant productivity and participation, we often feel overwhelmed by the pressure to say yes to every request or invitation, afraid of missing out or disappointing others. But Marcus Aurelius reminds us that true strength lies not in reacting to every external demand, but in controlling our internal response. When we realize that we have power over how we choose to spend our time and energy, we gain the ability to say no without guilt or fear. Stoicism teaches us that by protecting our time and aligning our actions with our values, we become more focused, purposeful, and resilient. We don't need to accept every external invitation. We can decide what aligns with our goals and well-being. Marcus Aurelius's powerful reminder that you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength teaches us that true freedom lies in how we manage our internal state, not how much we externalize our time or energy. In today's world, where the pressure to constantly perform be available and say yes to every request is ever present, it is easy to forget that we can choose what we say yes to, and more importantly, we can choose when to say no. The fear of saying no often comes from a deep-seated fear of disappointing others, missing out on opportunities, or being seen as unhelpful. We worry that by saying no, we're being selfish, or will miss an important chance for personal or professional growth. However, the truth is that saying no is an essential skill for preserving our time, energy, and peace of mind. Stoicism teaches us that boundaries are not just necessary, they are vital for living intentionally. By practicing the art of saying no, we protect ourselves from burnout, overcommitment, and the pressure to constantly do more, and we open up the space for what truly matters in our lives. The fear of saying no, and how Stoicism helps. Why do we struggle so much with saying no? Often it is rooted in the fear of disappointing others or feeling like we're not being helpful. In a world that often rewards busyness, it can feel like saying no means rejecting an opportunity or failing to meet expectations. But the Stoic mindset encourages us to reevaluate these fears and question their validity. Stoicism teaches us that we are not beholden to every request that comes our way. We have the power to assess each situation and determine if it aligns with our values, our purpose, and our long-term goals. If it does not, saying no is not only acceptable, it is necessary for maintaining our peace and integrity. By focusing on what we can control, we free ourselves from the endless pursuit of external approval. We become more intentional about how we spend our time and energy, ensuring that we direct them toward what truly enriches our lives. Saying no becomes a tool for protecting our mental and emotional health, allowing us to focus on what is most important. How Stoicism empowers us to say no. Focus on what you can control. The Stoic philosophy teaches that we cannot control others' requests, but we can control our responses. When we feel overwhelmed by demands, we remind ourselves that we have the power to decide what we say yes to. Recognizing this internal power allows us to make decisions based on our values and priorities, rather than being swept up by external pressures. Recognize your limits. Stoicism encourages us to reflect on our limitations and recognize when we've reached our capacity. By accepting that we cannot do everything, we give ourselves permission to say no when necessary. This awareness of our limits helps us prioritize our energy and effort, allowing us to devote our time to what aligns with our goals. Embrace self-respect. Saying no is an act of self-respect. By protecting your time and energy, you respect your own boundaries and acknowledge that your well-being is just as important as helping others. Stoicism teaches that in order to be of service to others, we must first take care of ourselves. Saying no when needed ensures we have the resources to be truly present and effective when we do choose to engage. Reframe a no as empowerment. Instead of viewing no as a rejection or missed opportunity, reframe it as an opportunity for empowerment. Saying no gives you control over your life and allows you to focus on what aligns with your personal purpose. Every no is an affirmation of your autonomy and your commitment to your own values and priorities. Practice mindful decision-making. When faced with a request or an opportunity, take a moment to pause and reflect. Does this align with my values? Will this bring me closer to my goals? Mindfully considering whether to say yes or no helps you make decisions that are thoughtful and intentional rather than reactive. The power of boundaries in a demanding world. By practicing Stoic mindfulness, we become more attuned to what is truly important to us. Saying no is not about being selfish. It's about being intentional with how we direct our time and energy. Boundaries become an essential part of our mental health, allowing us to maintain focus and clarity in a world full of distractions and competing demands. When we say no with confidence and clarity, we create the space for what truly matters. Time for personal growth, meaningful relationships, self-care, and alignment with our purpose. Saying no becomes a way to protect our peace and ensure that we are making choices that reflect our values and long-term vision for our lives. In a world that constantly demands our time and attention, the ability to say no becomes one of the most powerful tools for maintaining our well-being and living a life aligned with our values. Yet, for many of us, saying no feels like a challenge. We worry about disappointing others, missing out on opportunities, or being seen as unhelpful or selfish. In a society that prizes constant productivity and overcommitment, saying no can feel like an act of rebellion or failure. However, Stoicism offers us a different perspective. Stoic philosophers like Epictetus remind us that you have power over your mind, not outside events. This principle teaches us that we cannot control the demands of the world around us, but we can control how we respond. By practicing Stoic mindfulness and self-awareness, we can reclaim control over our time and energy, saying no when necessary to protect our peace and prioritize what truly matters. The pressure to say yes. In a world where busyness is often equated with success, the pressure to say yes can feel overwhelming. From work commitments to social obligations, we are constantly asked to do more, be more, and take on additional responsibilities. The fear of missing out, letting others down, or not being seen as capable often pushes us to say yes to every request. However, this constant need to please others or meet expectations can lead to burnout, stress, and a loss of personal fulfillment. When we say yes to everything, we spread ourselves too thin, leaving little room for self-care, reflection, or the pursuit of our own goals. The power of saying no. Stoicism teaches us that true strength lies in our ability to focus on what is within our control. This includes managing our time, energy, and attention. The practice of saying no becomes an act of self-respect and personal empowerment. By saying no, we take control of our lives and align our actions with our values, rather than reacting to external pressures. When we say no, we are not being selfish, we are protecting our mental and emotional health. Saying no allows us to reserve our energy for what truly matters, our relationships, our personal growth, and our core values. It's about creating boundaries that safeguard our peace, enabling us to live more intentionally and with purpose. The Stoic approach to saying no clarifies your priorities. The first step in being able to say no is understanding what matters most to you. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, and that includes our time and attention. When you're clear on your priorities, whether it's your health, your family, your career, or your personal growth, it becomes much easier to say no to things that don't align with your values. Practice the dichotomy of control. According to Stoic philosophy, we cannot control everything. We can't control the demands others place on us, but we can control how we respond. Before saying yes to something, ask yourself, does this align with my goals? Do I have the energy to commit to this? What will I be sacrificing in order to say yes? By asking these questions, we become more intentional about how we allocate our time and energy. Set boundaries with confidence. Saying no is often difficult because we fear disappointing others. However, setting boundaries is an act of self-respect. When we communicate our limits with honesty and confidence, we invite respect from others, not resentment. Boundaries help us protect our time, preserve our energy, and stay aligned with our purpose. Reframe no as empowerment. In many situations, saying no feels like a rejection or a missed opportunity, but Stoicism teaches us to reframe no as a positive act. Saying no empowers us to make room for what truly matters. It is a step toward focusing on our values and goals, not on external demands or obligations. Mindfully evaluate each request. Instead of automatically saying yes, take a moment to pause and evaluate each request. Ask yourself if the task aligns with your values or whether it will help you grow. By reflecting on the impact of each decision, you will gain greater clarity on what you truly want to prioritize. Reclaiming your peace through saying no. Saying no isn't about closing ourselves off to others or avoiding opportunities. It's about creating the space for what truly serves us, time for self-care, time for meaningful relationships, and time for pursuing our passions. Boundaries are essential for our mental health, and Stoicism teaches us that by prioritizing what we value most, we create more room for peace, growth, and fulfillment. By practicing Stoic mindfulness and the art of saying no, we free ourselves from the constant pressure to please others or conform to external expectations. We regain control over our time and energy, ensuring that every decision we make is aligned with our values, our goals, and our well-being. As we conclude today's discussion on the art of saying no, remember that saying no is not about being selfish or rejecting others. It's about protecting your time, energy, and well-being, so you can live with more intention and focus on what truly matters. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. When we learn to say no, we are taking control over how we spend our time and aligning our actions with our deepest values. In a world that demands constant productivity and availability, the power of saying no is a vital tool for preserving our mental and emotional health. It's an act of self-respect, helping us to prioritize what aligns with our goals and aspirations, while leaving behind the distractions that drain us. So, as you navigate your day, consider where you can say no to create more space for what truly serves you. What boundaries can you set to protect your time and energy? By embracing the power of saying no, you'll reclaim your peace and find more fulfillment in every aspect of your life. Thank you for joining us today. If this video resonated with you, subscribe and share it with someone who might benefit from learning how to set boundaries and live with more intention. Together, let's create more peace and freedom by mastering the art of saying no.